Alright, you guys, today is pretty much like day 2 of me figuring out what's wrong with the quads. And I did the compression test video with the spark, and I actually checked both of them. The white quad is getting about, I think it was only getting like 30 pounds of pressure. And then I put oil in the where the spark plug is for the cylinder, and it only got like 5 more. So I don't think it's anything to do with the piston rings. There has to be some air escaping or something like that on that one. And I just checked the timing, and that's good. The next thing I'm gonna do is check the valve clearance. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. But for the yellow KFX, for that one, I think I figured out the issue, and it is the valve clearance. So I'm gonna show you guys how to check the valve clearance on the quad, and we'll see what happens with the white one now. So I can show you guys that real quick. I'm pretty sure I've showed you guys in another video, but I want to see, you know, so you guys know where I'm at right now with this. I'm trying to fix all these issues. I want to get them running, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so for you guys that don't know, this is a LTZ 400 Suzuki. It's like a 2005, I believe. So down here we have a cover that gets taken off with the Allen key, and then right here. So this is the top part where you can see the top dead center, where it'll mark it, and it has a little line also right here, and then right here allows you to turn the crank to where you can get it to top dead center. Now let's go on the other side. Now, if you want to check if your quad is timed right, these are the two cams, and right here is a 1, up here is going to be a 2, and right here is going to be a 3. And then it'll have a line that's aligned with the outer case right here. So basically it'll be lined up here and here. So it'll have a 1 and a 2 and a 3. On the other cam, that's the exhaust cam, and on the intake cam, it's going to be the same thing pretty much, but on the very top right here, it's going to have a 3. So it's going to have a 1, 2, and 3, but it also has little lines that align with this. And then from the 2 to the 3, there has to be 15 pins. So each one of these is a pin, so 15 from wherever it starts. The 2 to the 3. If that is correct, and you still have your top dead center on the left side, then you know that your quad is timed right. So that means it's not the timing if you're trying to figure out why it's not starting. It can't be the timing. So the next thing is checking the valve clearance. Is supposed to be from 0.10 to 0.20. So we're gonna grab our, it's in millimeters too. You could do it in inches as well, but this is in millimeters. So I'm gonna grab my 0.10 and start off with that and see if it goes in. So see, it's not going in. That's too tight. But on the so you want to put it right here under the from where the tappet is, and then the cam. See, on this side it's too tight. On this side it's too loose. So maybe that's already our problem for this one, and that's causing the valve to not sit where it's properly supposed to sit, so it's not sealing up the pressure. So now let's try a 13, where this one is. So see, the 0.13 millimeters doesn't fit. So this one is actually right. So it's literally at point 10 where it's supposed to be. But let's see this side. This side was tighter than this side. So this one right here is right. So let's check. Let's go 1 down. So this is 0.08. So see, not even a 0.08 fits through there. So that's way too tight. Let's try a 0.5. Oh, see, look, we can get a 0.05 millimeter in there. So this one is too tight. I'm gonna write that down. So what we found out so far is that this front one is perfectly spec because it's to 0.10. But this one back here, there you go. Now you guys can see better. But so this one is timed right, or it's not. The valve clearance is correct. It's at exactly at 0.10. So it's supposed to be from 0.10 to 0.20. This one's at 0.10, but this one on the other hand is too tight. It looks like we're only getting a 0.05 millimeter in it. So we're gonna undo this one, but first I'm gonna check out the exhaust side over here. So we're gonna do the same thing. But this one over here is 0.20 to 0.30. So let's start off with a 0.20. See where we're at. Oh, see? This one's already too tight. So it's not, see how it doesn't go in? You need to get a little bit of, it should slide in, and you should get a little bit of a drag when you pull it out. But obviously if it doesn't go in, then you already know off the bat that it's probably not right. And it looks like the exhaust side on this one is also too tight. I wonder what they're at though. I'm writing all these down. Definitely a good idea to write these down, so that way when you take the tops off right here and then the cams off, you can see what size shims are, so that way you know if you need a smaller one or a bigger one. We'll get to that shortly. So the 0.20 didn't work. The next one I got is a 0.15. So 0.15 not working out either. Oh well, that explains everything. So the 0.15 is wrong. 0.13? Nothing. Nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. Wow, that's terrible. That's why we never got this bad boy started. I must have got the measurements wrong with the shims that I put in there, maybe. Yep. Nope, not even a 0.8, so it looks like we're gonna go to 0.5. Oh, look, 0.5 works. See if I can show you guys a little bit better. So I'll show you guys with this one, because this one you can see pretty good. So when you slide it under it, you see how that one goes through? So you guys see right here, this one is going through. So when you pull it out, you want like a slight drag. Obviously this one is too small, so it slides with it really good. But that's what I'm trying to show you guys. Okay, so let's see. See, as you can see, this one's going in. But see if we go, that was a 0.05. But if we go to the next size up, which is a 0.8. Oh, it does take actually a 0.8. Okay, so 0.8 it takes, let's see what the next one is. It should be a 0.10. It takes a, okay, so it does take a 0.10. I think I had two overlapping each other. I think the 8 and the 10 were overlapping each other. As you can see, like, you can't even notice that they're overlapped sometimes. They're that tiny. But see, the 13, alright, so you on this one, 0.10, which is supposed to be 0.10 to, or 0.20 to 0.30. So we're 10 millimeters off on both of these. Then on this one, what we figured out is that this one is good, but this one is 0.05, so it needs an extra 0.05 to be within spec, because this one's 0.10 to 0.20, so it could be anywhere in between those. So we're gonna take off this side and this side on this one. Okay, and another thing I forgot to point out is when you're doing this, you want to make sure you have your tensioner on the side over here, so that has to be on. And then also that, you know, obviously the chain is tight, and then like how I said about the top dead center and everything. So right now I'm going to take off the tensioner first to release that tension before I take the little tops off the cams. I'm gonna do that real quick. Off together. Hopefully it comes out. So that way I don't lose any screws. And we're gonna take off the cams and see what we got for each shim. And I'm just gonna use a magnet to pull these out. So this is the one that was wrong. So it looks like it had a 280 in here. I had a 280, and this one was the one that was reading at 0.05 millimeters. So what I'm gonna do is put a 275 in there. So it should drop at 5, and then we should have it pretty much where it should be at. And I'm kind of just gonna sit it back right there so it doesn't move as much as I think it should. Now we have that one hopefully fixed, and I'm gonna just pull this one over. And now let's check out the other ones. So these ones were at 0.10, and we needed them to be at 20 to 0.30 millimeters. And the shims that we have in these are, so we had in these was a 310. It's gonna be very, very hard to see that. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, well, what we had in here was a 310. So I'm gonna put this one aside. And this one, I believe it's probably gonna be a 310 as well. Okay, so here I'm at my book. This is for the yellow one, and this is for the white one. This is what I was telling you guys about keeping track. So my intake is kind of backwards, but this is the intake. So this was reading at 0.13, which is good. This one was the 0.5 that had the 280 cam, or the 80 shim. So we put a 275. So we want it smaller to give it more space. So now realistically this one should be at 0.010, because we're basically minusing 0.05 millimeter on the shim. So on the shim, it's basically, the shim is gonna get smaller, which means the tappet's gonna go down, which means the space between the tappet and the cam should get bigger. So realistically, this should be at a 0.10 now. So we fixed that one. Now these ones are 0.10, so we need them to be at 0.20 or through 0.30. So what we had in these was a 310. So realistically, we need 300. So we're gonna do the same thing. We need a minus 10 from the shim. So it's at 310. So we need to make it a 300 in order to make it have 0.20 amount of millimeter space in between that tappet and that cam. So that's what we're gonna do. So I have a bunch of shims over here. Hopefully I have the right one for it. If not, something very close. Okay, you guys, so there you have it. That's what we got done so far, right now at least. The thing is that we don't have the right shims in order to put them back together for the white quad. What I am going to do is finish doing the same thing to the yellow quad, but I'm not going to record it just because it's pointless to record me doing the same thing over. But I might try to see if I can get a hold of the guy that I told you guys that I have local, and hopefully he has some in stock. I know he sells them for like $6 a piece, but if I can get these 2 quads to run today, I will be so happy. But if worst case scenario, you guys, if I don't get them running in this video, that was it pretty much. So I showed you guys how to do the valve clearance, timing, and if you need to figure out what shim size you need. So hopefully this video helped you guys, and you know, you guys need any other help, and put some comments in there and I will read them and I will help you guys out however I can. If not, let me know what you want to see in the next video, or you know, upcoming videos, so I can show you guys. I mean, I have time, and when I have time I will definitely record. So just let me know what you guys need. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.